warrior friends. Mrs. Armstrong here with you today, and today I want to talk to you guys about nonfiction books. But before we walk over to the shelf and we take a look at the nonfiction books in our Wilson Elementary Library, let's start by reviewing what the difference is between fiction and nonfiction. Fiction books are made-up books from the author's imagination. Fiction books are fake, kind of like Clifford. In a fiction story, you might find a character that couldn't possibly be real, like a dog that's red or a dog that's as big as our school. We read fiction books because they're fun and they're entertaining. Nonfiction books are books that have facts and information. When we check out a nonfiction book, we are reading to learn new information and new facts. You'll notice that on my paper, I've used red for fiction and blue for nonfiction. That's because when we go over to the bookshelves, all of my fiction books are going to have red on the spine. All of the nonfiction books are going to have blue on the spine. Let's go take a look at the bookshelves. In our library, the nonfiction books are on the back wall underneath the blue paper on shelves number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do you notice on the shelves from this angle that our fiction books are red? Do you see all the red on the spine? And the nonfiction books have blue on the spine. Anytime you see blue on your spine, that's going to be a nonfiction book. Let's take a closer look at shelf number 1 of the nonfictions. You'll see down in the lower left-hand corner in blue paper on the shelf, it says 0 to 394. Our nonfiction books are organized by numbers. And books with the same topics are going to have the same numbers. 0 to 99 are going to be books that are just general topics. 100s are going to be books about feelings, how our brain thinks. 200s are going to be books about religion and Bible stories. And 300s are going to be books about how people live together. What do we need to live together safely? Like having police or military to protect us. Or 300s might have books about keeping our air clean and our water clean so that we have a clean environment to live in. So let's walk a little bit closer here to look and see what kind of titles you can see here on the shelf. I can see books that say being cooperative, being courageous, being brave, being tolerant. These are part of the 100s where we talk about feelings and our emotions. 200s are going to be books about religion. Now, we really don't have very many 200 books at our school because we don't teach religion in our classrooms at our school. The books that we have on our shelves are based on the topics that our teachers teach in the classroom. So let's move on to 300s. Here in the 300s, I can see books like The Pledge of Allegiance. I can see books about conservation and endangered animals. These are all things that we need to have in order to live together on earth. I can see the Constitution that would tell us about the rules and laws that we follow so that we can live together in peace. I see a book about the post office. Again, that's something that every community needs in order for everybody to live together. So 300s is social science, the study of how we live together. But 300s are a little confusing because 300s also include fairy tales. So when I look down at the next shelf, you're going to see purple on the spine instead of blue. You're going to find on the purple boxes there, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast. If you go down the next few shelves, you can see other fairy tale books. We have books like Jack and the Beanstalk and Hansel and Gretel. Down further, we have things like The Three Little Pigs and Sleeping Beauty. Fairy tale books are put in 300s because fairy tales often give us insight into a group's culture. If your teacher wants you to read a book, though, that has facts and information, fairy tales do not contain facts or information, even though they're over here in the nonfiction section, which is why we made them a separate color. So if your teacher wants you to get a book with facts, please find a book that has blue on the spine and save the purple books for another day. The last group that I want to talk to you guys about is the 400s. Our 400 books, let me back up a little bit. 400 books are going to be on shelf number 2. And if we come in here a little bit closer, you'll see this is our 400 collection. 400 books are books about religion, or I'm sorry, books about language. So on this shelf, you're going to see books that talk about parts of speech like nouns and verbs and adjectives, books that explain the English language. Next time, we'll go on to the other numbers in nonfiction, 500, 600, 700, 800, and 900.